It was meant to be. Gustaph, how the hell we're so happy? Well, I'm so happy to meet you finally. Welcome to Liverpool. You brought sunshine with you today. How has things got? We saw your rehearsal yesterday.
Yes.
Wow, 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 wow. How did it feel?
It felt very good. Yeah, it's a big stage. It's very impressive to step onto that stage. It feels like you're entering something like regal almost. And yeah, I felt by the second and third rehearsal we were really getting to the point. We still have to tweak some stuff, so we're gonna change some little things here and there. But it felt good because it's the first time you actually get to really see the whole vision, you know, the visuals and the choreography and how it comes together. So I was happy because that was already good. Now we have to like tweak some bits and bobs, but yeah, it felt very good to do it the first time.
Like going out there for the first time, it is like, wow, this is all becoming real, because this has been a huge dream of yours for a long time, and we all saw your reaction when you won Eurosong in Belgium.
Yes.
And you know, it's I think we're probably about the same age, me and you as well. And
I think you're younger than me.
I don't know. I don't actually know how old you are.
I'm 42.
A little bit younger, by a couple of years. But
you are.
I know for someone like you, you can have dreams when you're 20, but the older you get, you know, sometimes it feels like those dreams are slipping away, maybe. And you've now like got your dream. You must be pinching yourself.
Yes, I am, and it's the good thing about maybe being a bit older is that you appreciate it more. Because you know I've been on so many different perspectives in my career. I was able to work and I was very happy. But I think when I turned 40, I was like, I'm not done. Because you're supposed
that's what we're talking about.
Yeah, I think sometimes we in society in general, I think we tell ourselves stuff that is actually not true, but it's just because it feels like it's the truth, we accept it. And I think 40s, 50s, it's all just bullshit. You can just do what you want to do. As long as, for me, I feel like I still have a voice. I can still do what I can still write songs and produce. Why not do it? And the crazy thing about that is once I decided that in my head, a lot of stuff started to fall into place. So it's something we just have to be. I think we have to stop punishing ourselves for getting older. In other cultures, we celebrate older people because they have wisdom and they look at things from another perspective. I think we need to get off of that whole trip of, I love young people, don't get me wrong, but as a bit of an older person, we still have things that we can show to the world, and I think it's just as important as someone who's young, honestly.
100%, and I always do what my auntie does. You ask her how old she is, and if you say you're 42, you're 21 with 21 years experience.
Yeah, I love that. Okay. That's a good auntie. Auntie wisdom.
It's Auntie Val. We say hello to Auntie Val on
Hi,
here.
Auntie Val.
Now, I have to be perfectly honest. When I first heard your song, I was like, oh, this is a bit of a 90s throwback. I maybe didn't connect with it so much.
Yeah.
It's been one of my biggest growers now.
I hear it a lot, yeah.
And it's just fabulous. And I'm a 90s child. I was born in the 80s, but I love 90s music. Really, really love the spirit of this now. But you're not on stage on your own. You've got your team around you, which must feel amazing. But how does it feel to be kind of bringing a 90s flavour now to Eurovision in 2023? And it feels like the right country to do it in as well.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I have to say, I think maybe some people, maybe like yourself, could have been a bit put off by the retro thing, but for me it was truly like giving an homage to that era. And it's the production still has its feet in now, but obviously there are elements that really throw back to that 90s period. But for me it was more an homage because when I was born in 1980, so when the whole house pop collaboration started, it was like early 90s. Talking about like the CC Peniston and Robin S.
Oh my gosh, tunes.
So for me as a child, as a young gay kid, I connected to that sound and that freedom I felt, not understanding it actually came from queer culture, and it came from disco, and it came from something that is really rooted into queer culture. So for me it was like honoring that little kid who felt things he couldn't really grasp yet, but who knew he felt a sense of belonging. And I really wanted to portray that message in the song, which is why it's such an ode to that moment for me as a little boy. And the great thing about the song is the song is about belonging to a chosen family, belonging to people who lift you up. And I think that's why the people I have on stage are they literally are the theme of that song. Like the three singers who are there with me, they've been my best friends for over 20 years.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, we've been singing together for 20 years, so as an artist, as a singer, and as a person, they influenced me tremendously. And at the same time, my husband is my visual director, so he created all the visuals. He's right there with me, next to the stage, helping me out with everything. So I feel like I get to, not only musically, but also lyrically and emotionally, have the same theme in my act, actually, in that sense, which feels lovely.
So this is literally kind of like your life story in 3 minutes on a massive fucking stage.
It really is. I mean, I don't think, of course, I explained it now. I don't think people should feel all that when I'm performing, because they should just have a party and want to have a good time on the song. But it is really layered emotionally for me what I'm doing on that stage.
Yeah. And you're looking fabulous, I have to say. I'm loving the outfit that you're wearing. Tell us about that.
Well, that is an outfit made by Walter van Berenonk, who's a Belgian designer. He was part of the Antwerp 6 in the 80s. He's been working for over 40 years. He's a legend in that sense. And I'm very honored that I get to represent my country with a Belgian designer. And what I love is the song is supposed to be playful and joyful, and I feel like he engraves those elements into his fashion sense as well. So I think we make a really good transition stylistically with the song in that sense.
Yeah. Now, we have to go back to 90s music as well, because I do love 90s music. Yes. A little test, I'm going to judge you now by your choices here. But I want to know your favourite 90s party song.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just going straight to... Yeah, sorry, it's such a cliche, but that's going to be Show Me Love by Robin S. It's just one of those songs that
Show Me Love, that one.
So baby, if you want me, you got to show me love. That's such a good song. Words are so easy to say. You got to show. It's one of the songs I started singing as a kid because I was so into that song. I remember buying it as a CD. So that's a party song for me.
It's a classic. But if you had to go for a 90s power ballad.
Oh, Anytime You Need a Friend by Mariah Carey.
Oh my God,
that's
yes!
Such a good song.
I love harmony. I'm not going to do it now, but
you can. But that's like such a good ballad, and she was really owning the power ballads in the 90s. You had Salena, Whitney, of course, as well. But I feel that song is just incredible.
I miss artists like that now.
And there was, you know what it was? In those days, they would also make a house remix, because there's a house remix of Anytime You Need a Friend, and they would really do both. They would do like the big power ballad, and for the clubs and for the queer people, they would make a good remix. I miss those days.
I miss those days.
Yeah, but let's bring it back.
I know. Well, you are bringing it back.
Yes, I'm bringing. I now have to make a ballad of Because of You, and we're there.
Yeah.
I did the house version already.
And a Sunday night love song.
Sunday night love song. I Love You Always Forever by Donald Lewis. Remember that song?
Do you know what? This was playing in a McDonald's the other day. We eat very healthily, but we were in a McDonald's and this was playing. And I was like, "Oh my God, this is like such a tune."
And it's a song that it's one of my wedding songs from me and my husband.
Really, no way.
It's such a beautiful song.
It was featured in a film recently, I think, or a show.
Yeah, it's one of those songs that just every time you hear it, it just makes you feel emotional. It's so beautiful.
Yeah. Love it. But anyway, we know you've got loads of people that you have to see. Yeah. Very excited to finally get to talk to you. And good luck on. I always forget which way around there. You're on Tuesday, Thursday.
I know. I'm on. Just so you know, I'm on semi-final 2.
Semi-final 2.
I'm the 5th. And if anyone in the UK wants to vote, please vote for me. And anyone who can vote for me, please vote for me, number 5.
Yes. And have you got a lasting message for our viewers?
Well, what I can say is, again, I say to everyone who does these interviews with me, it's such a beautiful community, this Eurovision community, and I want to really thank everyone, people like you who actually are supportive of the Eurovision, because you are the fire starters. You start everything that goes on to Eurovision, and there's a big crowd that's waiting after you started the fire. But it only starts because of people like you and people who are watching this, so thank you. There you go, guys. A beautiful message for you, everyone. Gustaph, thank you so much, and we'll see you again soon. Sure. Thank you.